Where is Australia? Australia's nickname is the land down under because it lies below the equator in the southern half of the world. Australia is the only country that covers a whole continent, with an area of 2,988,902 square miles, 7,741,220 square kilometers. It is the sixth largest country in the world. Did you know? Australia lies about 7,000 miles, 11,265 kilometers southwest of the United States. An airplane trip from California to Australia takes more than 14 hours. Water surrounds Australia. The country sits between the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. Australia's nearest neighbors are New Zealand to the southeast and Indonesia and Papua New Guinea to the north. The nearby island of Tasmania is part of Australia. Canberra is Australia's capital city. The land. Did you know? Seasons in countries south of the equator are the opposite of seasons north of the equator. When it is winter in the United States, it is summer in Australia. Most of Australia's cities are on the country's eastern edge. The weather is mild there. Sandy beaches and rocky cliffs line the eastern shore. The coastline gives way to hills that are green with forests and crops. Farther inland, low mountains stretch north to south. To the west, most of Australia is dry, flat land where few people live. Australians call this huge region the Outback. Here, sheep roam the grassy plateaus. Giant sand dunes spread across deserts. Some of the hottest weather on Earth is in the Outback. Fun fact: a giant rock called Ayers Rock, or Uluru, rises from the sand dunes of the Outback. It measures 1.5 miles, 2.4 kilometers long, and 1,100 feet, 335 meters high. The Great Barrier Reef. The Great Barrier Reef stretches 1,400 miles, 2,250 kilometers, along Australia's northeastern coast. Colorful corals have built the reef over thousands of years. These tiny, soft animals build hard skeletons around their bodies. The skeletons stay behind when the corals die. New corals live on top of the skeletons. The Great Barrier Reef is like a city under the sea. About 1,500 kinds of fish find shelter there. Dolphins, sea turtles, and whales swim nearby. Sponges, sea stars, snails, and thousands of other small animals also live on the reef. Fun fact: the Great Barrier Reef is the only living thing on Earth that can be seen from space. Did you know? The world's largest group of dugongs lives around the Great Barrier Reef. These large gray mammals are also known as sea cows. They graze on seagrasses like cows graze on grass. Wildlife. Australia is known for its unusual creatures. Platypuses swim in the country's streams. They have webbed feet, fur, and bills like ducks. Nearly 700 kinds of birds live in Australia. The kookaburra is one such bird. Its call sounds like a person laughing. Emus are large birds that cannot fly. They run everywhere. Fun fact: red kangaroos can hop on their hind legs up to 40 miles, 64 kilometers per hour. They can jump a distance of 30 feet, 9 meters in one hop. Wild dogs called dingoes roam throughout much of the country. They hunt and howl at night. kangaroos, Tasmanian devils, and wombats are marsupials found in Australia. They carry their young in pouches attached to their bellies. Koalas are marsupials too. They eat only the leaves of eucalyptus trees and rarely drink water. The people. Australians call themselves Aussies. They come from many backgrounds. Most of the country's 21 million people have ancestors from Great Britain or Ireland. In the mid-1900s, immigrants began to arrive from other countries. They traveled from Greece, Italy, and other European nations. In recent years, many people have moved to Australia from Asia in search of better jobs. The largest Asian groups have come from China, India, and Vietnam. Today, about 3 out of 10 Australians were born in another country. Speak like an Aussie. Australians call their mix of English and slang words strine. Here are some strine words and their meanings. Bonza, great. Bush, the countryside. Garn, you're kidding. G'day, hello. Hooroo, goodbye. Naked, tired. Lollies, candy. Mate, friend. Oz, Australia. Yabba, talk. Yunks, a long time. Did you know? In 1770, James Cook of the British Navy explored Australia and claimed it for Great Britain. Australia was a British colony until 1901. Daily life. Did you know? More than 4 million people visit the Sydney Opera House every year. This famous building has a white roof shaped like seashells. Sydney, Melbourne, Perth, and other large cities are home to most Australians. Shops, theaters, restaurants, and tall office buildings draw people to the city's centers. Many Australians live in houses with yards in the nearby suburbs. In the Outback, small mining towns and farms lie far apart. Some families live on huge sheep or cattle ranches called stations. They might be 100 miles, 161 kilometers, or more from the nearest town. Small airplanes are the easiest way to get to a store for food and supplies. Fun fact: Australia's largest cattle station covers 9,142 square miles, 23,678 square kilometers. That's about the same size as the state of Vermont. Going to school. Most Australians start school when they are 5 years old. They study reading, writing, math, and science. Students also learn to use computers and to speak different languages. Kids in cities and towns take classes in school buildings. In the Outback, kids live too far apart to go to school together. Instead, they attend schools of the air from home. Students watch and listen to their teachers on computers. They email their homework to their teachers. Fun fact: Australia's Alice Springs School of the Air is the world's largest classroom. Its students live in an area covering 500,000 square miles, 1.3 million square kilometers. That's almost as big as the state of Alaska. Working. Did you know? Australia has about 90 million sheep. It is the world's largest producer of wool. Most Australians hold service jobs. They work in places like hospitals, schools, restaurants, and government offices. Mining is a big business in Australia. Workers dig up coal, diamonds, lead, gold, and many other minerals. More than half of Australia is farmland. Farmers grow wheat, sugarcane, grapes, and many other crops. They use most of the land to raise cattle and sheep. Factory workers get minerals and farm products ready to ship all over the world. Fun fact: men who work on cattle and sheep stations are called jackaroos. Women are called jillaroos. They're all called roos for short. Playing. Fun fact: Australia has more than 10,000 beaches. That's more than any other country in the world. Australians enjoy many activities in their free time. They go to movies, watch TV, listen to music, and visit friends. Most people live near a beach where they can go swimming, snorkeling, and boating. Surfers can catch big waves. On weekends, many Australians go camping or hiking in the bush. Sports are a big part of Australian life. In summer, people play a bat and ball sport called cricket. Popular winter sports include soccer and a type of football game called rugby. Australian rules football, or footy, is a rough, fast-moving game. Crowds love to cheer for their favorite footy teams. Did you know? Netball, a game much like basketball, is one of the most popular team sports in Australia. Food. Did you know? Many Australians enjoy grilling and eating kangaroo meat. Australia has recently started sending the meat to other countries. Fun fact: Vegemite is popular in Australia. This salty, bitter spread tops crackers and bread. Many Australians eat it for breakfast. Australians eat a wide variety of tucker. That's what they call food. Meat, potatoes, and vegetables make up many meals. Australians enjoy grilling beef, chicken, and seafood on the barbie, or barbecue. Immigrants brought many new tastes to Australia. Greek, Italian, Chinese, and Indian dishes are popular. Many Australians enjoy strong black tea called billy. They snack on hard cookies called Anzac biscuits. Lamingtons are a sweet treat. These small sponge cakes are dipped in chocolate and coconut. Holidays. Australians come together every year on January 26th for Australia Day. They celebrate the day in 1788 that the first British settlers arrived. There are picnics, parades, and fireworks. Anzac Day is April 25th. On this day, Australians honor soldiers who fought and died for their country. Christmas and New Year's Day are summer holidays. Many people welcome the new year with barbecues and beach outings. Throughout the year, communities all over Australia hold more than 1,300 fairs and festivals. People gather to enjoy music, dancing, and games. Did you know? Every year on Australia Day, one person is chosen as the Australian of the Year. Aborigines. Did you know? Aborigines once hunted with flat, curved sticks called boomerangs. They threw boomerangs to stun or kill animals. Some boomerangs changed direction and returned to the thrower. Aborigines were Australia's first settlers. They have lived in Australia for at least 40,000 years. Long ago, Aborigines were divided into hundreds of groups. Some groups farmed the land. Others walked from place to find food and water. Today, only about 2 out of every 100 Australians are Aborigines. Most live modern lives in large cities with other Australians. Some, however, still live in small communities on the lands of their ancestors. Their unique art, storytelling, and music are still an important part of Australia's culture today. Fun fact: Aborigines invented a musical instrument called the didgeridoo about 1,500 years ago. Many modern musicians still play this long, loud horn made from a hollowed-out tree trunk. Fast facts about Australia. Australia's flag. Australia's flag is blue with a small British flag in the upper left corner. A 7-pointed star lies below this flag. 6 points of the star stand for Australia's 6 states. The last point stands for the country's territories. On the right side, 5 stars make the Southern Cross. This group of stars can be seen in Australia's night sky. Australia has used this flag since 1909. Official name: Commonwealth of Australia. Area: 2,988,902 square miles. 7,741,220 square kilometers. Australia is the 6th largest country in the world. Capital city: Canberra. Important cities: Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth, Adelaide, Hobart. Population: 21,515,754, July 2010. Official language: English. National holiday: Australia Day, January 26th. Religions: Christian 63.8%, unspecified or none 30%, other 6.2%. Major industries: farming, manufacturing, mining, services. Natural resources: coal, natural gas, uranium, iron ore, diamonds, lead, gold, opals, timber. Manufactured products: food products, chemicals, machinery, transportation equipment, steel. Farm products: cattle, dairy products, wool, wheat, sugar, fruits, nuts. Unit of money: Australian dollar. The dollar is divided into 100 cents. Glossary: Ancestors: relatives who lived long ago. Barbecue: an outdoor grill for cooking food. Australians call a barbecue a barbie. Bush: Australia's countryside. Continent: one of the 7 main land areas on Earth. The continents are Africa, Antarctica, Asia, Australia, Europe, North America, and South America. Corals: small ocean animals whose skeletons make up coral reefs. Dunes: hills of sand. Equator: an imaginary line around the center of Earth. The equator divides the planet into a northern half and a southern half. Eucalyptus: a strong-smelling evergreen tree that grows in dry regions. Immigrants: people who leave one country to live in another country. Marsupials: animals that carry their young in a pouch. A marsupial's pouch is attached to its belly. Minerals: elements found in nature. Gold, diamonds, and lead are examples of minerals. Outback: the large inland area of Australia where few people live. Plateaus: large flat areas of land that are higher than the surrounding land. Snorkeling: swimming underwater while breathing through a tube. Stations: large sheep or cattle ranches. Suburbs, communities that lie just outside a city. Many Australians live in suburbs.